Hey folks, how y'all doing today? It's me, your friendly neighborhood Stately. Looks like we're down to about 10 FPS. Things are going great. Hey, I need to fire my railroad engineer because I worked out why we can't make a train station connection here. Yeah, somebody forgot to finish the tracks. So let's go ahead and fix that and get that actual train station going that we were talking about last episode. We'll just delete this and put a new one in. Easy peasy. Let's make it nice and wide like that. And we'll straighten this section out a little bit. Don't really... Oh, geez, that's not what I was trying to do. But the effect was what we desired. That actually works just fine. It's nice and straight. We have a legit connection now, so we should be able to make a train line, thankfully. And all the way over here, choo-choo, choo-choo-choo-choo, to here and back. So hopefully, with all of this in place, we will alleviate some of the road traffic. Things are going a little bit better here right now. Still not great, but you know what? I think we need to take a little break from traffic problems today and worry about our other problems, which is our industrial areas don't seem to be working quite right. For one, I've recently discovered all of these storage yards actually store the exact same thing. Sand storage stores ore, ore storage also stores ore. We don't need two of these. Yes. Fine, whatever. We'll get new ones. And did I just take power away from this entire area? I did, but that's okay because we're putting something else in its place. Specifically, so we have the ore mines. We already have a couple of those. What we don't necessarily have is the processing. Let's see, the ore grinding mill, blah, blah, blah. And this produces metals. I think we need to be producing plastics, right? How are we doing here? This is Hillside Quarry, and it's level 2. See, we're creating metals, not glass. I don't think we urgently need glass, but we need to have a warehouse for the metals, I guess. And I don't know that we need glass for anything. We don't have enough workers to level up is the problem. So we can go ahead and put down another mine, I suppose. Another mine, I suppose, he said while he closed the thing. And we'll just put it right up here. And shall we just do another one? Yeah. And hopefully that will solve our power issues too, but just in case. No, we're good. I don't know why it's blinking. It'll probably stop soon enough. So we've got mine. It's all mine. We got the ore grinding mill here to create metals. We should have a warehouse to store metals so that we can sell the metals elsewhere. And what we'll do is we'll take a small warehouse and we'll put it over here. Do we want it over here? Or shall we put it over in the industrial area? This is a long drive. I don't know if people are going to like making this drive, but metals. Okay. So let's see how that goes. This guy, I mean, it's 4% full. There's not a whole lot going on here, but, you know, it's better than nothing. Let's get the simulation going again. We still have massive abandonment, but we're in a downswing right now, which is, you know, a little bit infuriating. If you look at the statistics, though, this is kind of par for the course for the game. The more you grow, and apparently the faster you grow, the bigger these dips get. And every time you get a dip, your least attractive employers are going to struggle with employees. So here's what it is. The only thing we can really do for this is to create more of a buffer. There was another issue that I ran into earlier, which was that this factory here, no, it's not this one. This one's fine. This one's getting what it needs, although the animal products are going somewhere else, maybe? I don't know. I'm storing animal products and flour across the street here. And there's plenty of animal products here, so I don't see why this would not have enough animal products. But let's change the storage mode to empty, and hopefully that'll help. But the problem was, remember that we built this this factory over here in Woody Woods? This guy? No, not the furniture factory. They're not getting enough plain timber. Why are they not getting enough plain timber? Where are we making our planed timber? We're making our planed timber right here, and it's being produced, and it's not ending up here. I'm not sure why. Do we need a plain timber warehouse? Let's put down a stockyard and see if it helps. I'm kind of experimenting with this. So we have these generic yards here, and we can store planed timber. See if that helps. But what I was talking about is we built a paper mill, and I don't remember where we built the paper mill. This is also just storage. Oh, here, it's right here. And the paper mill needs plastics, and I'm not producing plastics anywhere. So, right? Let's go ahead and put down a few more oil wells. And if you're looking at this going, dude, you've been running these things forever and they still haven't run out. You're right. I turned off the depletion of resources because it depletes so fast that you don't really have time to do anything with it. And that's just not fun. I mean, we're talking a matter of a couple of hours in some cases before these fields are completely depleted, and I don't get the point of that, so I turned it off. Does that make me a bad man? I don't know, but I sure do feel better knowing that I can actually run this stuff. This thing is full of oil. Okay, and then we need to create plastic, so we're going to need... Wait, there's oil drilling rigs? I'm using these tiny little oil derricks. I could be putting down drilling rigs instead. You know we're going to do that. There's no way we're not putting a couple of these bad boys down. But what we need is plastic. And we need to find the oil sludge pyrolysis plant creates petroleum, and the petrochemical plant creates plastic. So the petrochemical plant shall go somewhere nearby. Do we want to put this in the industrial area and just... No, it has to be in the industry area. So we're kind of packing things in here, but that's fine. You know, this central area here, it makes sense to do that. Oil the plastics, okay. And then we probably need a plastics storage yard. So let's go ahead and put one of those down. And we use a small one because I don't know that we need anything bigger than this. And this will store plastics. And, well, hopefully that will get our paper press going again and get our industry earning us some more money. Now, this. Oh, by the way, this is better, right? We're still having trouble here. But that's kind of it. This road here is problematic, but everything else is moving along nicely. Let's see. We're definitely getting a lot more passengers here. That's great. How many people are in this train? 44 out of 240. That's a bit low. Let's go to this lines overview here, and we have 2 vehicles, 35 passengers. 2 vehicles is fine. I don't think we need to cut it down to 1, so we'll leave it be. Let's do a little bit of infill here to allow for more population. We've started growing again, so this should start solving itself, but like I said earlier, the primary thing we need to do here is create a buffer so that when we get these dips, we don't lose too many industries to a lack of employees. So just do something pretty simple here. We'll simply run a road over there, and I don't know why we keep getting bridges in weird places like this. That's not a logical location for that, and we'll just zone this light residential across the board. And I say across the board, and I also said light residential. Come on, guys, play nice. Yeah, I know you like all excited that you got to build your 7-Eleven there, and then I took it away from you. I am veritably a bad man, but you'll just have to deal with it. And then we still have some areas like this where we can easily just extend the road a little bit and have almost nothing. Okay, that's not gonna fly. Never mind. It's not important. I mean, it is, but if it's not going to fit there, I'm sure it'll fit somewhere else. Though I'm a little flummoxed as to where, frankly. I don't think we want to like put housing right by the train station here. First of all, there's noise pollution, but there's also the issue of the real estate here being kind of valuable. Speaking of which, might be a good place for some high-density commercial. Now, do I still need this power line? I'm going to go ahead and guess that because this power line terminates in midair here, I probably don't need it. So let's go ahead and make it go away. And that should give us more zonable area. And we're going to fill this out like that. These guys might be unhappy. There might be more noise pollution than they're happy with as a result of that. But let's see how it fills in. And I'm a little unclear on what happened here, but something definitely happened here. I don't want low density residential right up against this road. I don't mind the high density. Although with the high density, I still kind of feel that it makes more sense to set it back like I did here. But what's done is done, and I don't think it's worth the trouble of undoing it. So let's put maybe just 2 blocks here, like that, and see what we end up with. And then once we want more than this, we are actually going to have to start thinking about expanding the road grid. We'll leave that. These central areas here, I think we should do something with. It would be a shame not to. Even though the road levels are going to be a little weird. But let's fill all this in. And we'll do the same thing over here. There's some very high value housing that I'm destroying for this. There's not a lot there, actually. Again, some unneeded power lines. I put all this down when we first started building this, and there's just no use for them anymore. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and zone all of this in. And for some reason this never got zoned. I don't know why. Oh, that didn't take long. That's filling up right away. Okay, what other areas do we have? Here, but let's leave this empty. There's not as much room here as it seems like, for starters. Here we have kind of some rough terrain, so we'll leave that be for now as well. Alright, so the next option is the outside here. We can put some more high-density housing down. And our high-density commercial is doing great here. That's taking off nicely. Stormy Plaza has no more employee issues. That's excellent. This is still an absolute disaster. I'm still losing residents too. That wave effect, I don't know if it's like a death wave effect or if people just kind of move out in large droves. As you can see, there's no real issues. It's just, you know, the least attractive areas start becoming abandoned. Are you still not getting the materials you need? Still not getting the materials you need. We got no trucks in use. We've got no oil for the plastics. Why are we not getting oil for the plastics? This is full of oil, but this doesn't have oil for its plastics. Okay, there's some. I don't know if it's just the trucks not being able to get there or something. I'm unclear on why this happens. Let's see, in our new drill here, our new derrick, need some juice. Let's see if that's close enough. It's not. It is. That was stupid. Okay, I guess I'll have to put it back. I don't know why you can move the post and the wires don't move, but whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so our mines, we're creating ore here just fine. We're creating metals, but not apparently a lot. It's all good. It's all good. Let's take a quick look at traffic. Particularly want to see how our new metro lines are doing and how our bus lines over here are doing. I really wish I had a fix for this, but it's like at least half of the buildings here don't have enough employees. All right. What's the good word on the public transit? Start with the train line. 107 passengers. We've got a lot more capacity than we have passengers. All right, let's cut this down to one vehicle. We're going to go all the way down to 50% funding here. That should still be okay. It's not a long trip. Where did that train come from? I want to follow this guy. Let's keep an eye on him and see where he goes. We'll do it in the first person. That's fun. He's going out of town. Is he going out of town? No, he's not going out of town. We're good here. The blue ones are our local lines, and the red ones are the ones coming in from and going to other cities. Beautiful view of the power plant here. What more can you want? Man, I feel like he needs to slow down a little there. Oh, okay, we have to wait until this clears up. That's not a big deal. And we're here. Not sure what I'm looking at right now, but oh, there we go. It turns around. Oh no, I'm falling through the world. It's a little bumpy too. Maybe one of these days I'll go in and like smooth this all out now that I've fired my railroad engineer. I mean, who builds this shit anyway? There's some really dumb stuff going on in this town, and I'd really like to know who's responsible for it. But I think we're good here. Everything seems to be working fine. These turns are probably way too tight for actual trains. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. Okay, well, that's working well. Let's check our subway lines, particularly the new ones. I say new ones, but some of these aren't really new. This guy right here is the number 4 line. That's the one I just made. No, that's not the one I just made. Okay, this is the line that connects our new area to Funky Town. I mean our old new area, Greenville Acres. And that one seems to be doing just fine. The trains are not overcrowded. Everything's going just great. The number 5 line is the one we just built. This one is the one that goes back and forth between the university and our new district. Our new district needs a name, by the way. If anybody has any recommendations for the name for our new district, let me know. But it's just one stop on each side. It's straightforward. Again, we probably have maybe one too many train here. I accidentally renamed our train line Aw. Let's go down to 3 on this line. Where's that coming from? I went down to 3 and a new train appeared. Not sure what the deal is with that. All right, and then our older lines, our number 1 line here is kind of our main backbone. It goes all the way through the city and ends here in Funky Town. And this one's pretty full, but again, decent. This is, which station is this? That's people going to Funky Town. Let's increase the number of vehicles on this line. I put in that ferry, but it's not doing a whole lot. There's just not enough traffic for it to make a big dent. Look at this. There's 14 people on there. I like having it. I'm pretty sure I'm losing money on it. But we're going to keep it in anyway because that's how I roll. It's not all about being economical. All right, so we got 20 people on out of 50. We got one ferry going back and forth, and it's running, you know, maybe 5% of the traffic between the two islands. It's not substantial. All right, and then the last metro line that we need to look at is the number 3 line, which is the line that goes all the way from the train station balls to here where there's 1,200 people waiting for a train. Okay, and we got 7 trains here. I just don't have the capacity here. We already have 7 trains on this line. Adding any more would just start backing them up. So we need a better connection between the train station and our central area here. We could do any number of things, but we already have like a tram line running there, and it's just already really well connected. So I don't really know what we can do to alleviate this further. Should we put down an express line? I don't know where they're going, so I don't know if it makes much sense for there to be an express line there. But yikes, I mean, yikes, that's the number 3 line, right? 1,255 people waiting here. Everything else, not too bad. But this is very bad indeed. So what can we do? What can we do? We could run a train line. I mean, trains have more capacity. We could increase the number of trains. I think for now we'll try to up the number of trains a little bit. I'm afraid we're going to start backing them up. But up to 10 trains. And this gives us an opportunity to follow one of these train lines too. I'm sure it's not hard to do that. Oh, no, he's getting away. There we go. But I don't know how to select these trains when they're already underground. And, you know, every now and then it's, ooh, that looked crummy, that little one wide. That looked 19th century. But I do enjoy doing this. This is fun. Watching these trains underground is a blast. Alright, you can stop loading now. Although the exact view location, somebody on a stream a while ago told me you could change the offset. I gotta admit I haven't worked out why yet. I mean, look at this. This is already... Well, in fairness, those are the trains I just added, so that's not an issue in and of itself. We don't need to worry about that yet. Come on, guys, move on. Taking a long time to load here. There we go, we're back underway. Let's see, that branches off to the new district, which still needs a name. Do we have... Is that stop on the wrong side? We'll have to look into that. That might be improperly set up here. There's some weirdness with the tiling here, but these train stations don't look bad. It's nice that the Metro Overhaul mod actually adds the underground areas for us to look at. And I think the next station is the one where we have 1,200 people waiting. We'll see when we get there. Uh-oh. What? Did you just, like, clip through an entire train there? Man. That's like 200 dead. It looks like they're crawling over each other. Alright. Yeah. Well, hopefully that'll help alleviate it. In the meantime, we still need more housing over here, so let's put down a little project. Yeah, right about here. What can we do? Let's do something high-end but high density. What is the problem here? This is something we're going to anarchy our way out of, because whatever's going on there makes no sense. And you know what? Before we do this, let me flatten this area. I don't want to have a bunch of interrupted road sections going on here. I guess I anarchied this road down too because it didn't take out the trees. Doesn't matter. There's no collision box for the trees or anything. It just looks hideous is all. I'm sure there are still plenty of areas where I've done that exact same thing. we need to go away, and we need to get a decent brush size and a decent brush strength, and this will be our reference, and we'll smooth this out real nice. Like that. And let's go ahead and raise the roads here a little bit. Particularly this needs to come up. Yeah, that's good. That's steep but not impossible. We need to fix these. Again, moving the poles doesn't move the lines, so we'll just replace these power lines, including, well, all of them really, because every single one of them seems to be wrong somehow, either sunken too deep or not connected. So, problem solved forever. Alright, so leveling, I have discovered, makes it much easier to get nice connected zoning areas, and that's definitely what we want here. Let's go ahead and connect it to this road. If we keep it off the main road, we might be able to prevent some traffic issues we might otherwise run into. And we'll go in a little bit, and then we'll... Should we try something fancy? I'm always down for trying something fancy. I mean, I don't usually succeed at my something fancy, but doesn't mean we can't try. And 35. It doesn't snap at 135. And there. So we're deliberately not connecting this, because we're going to have high-density buildings on these arms here. We'll have bigger ones over here because they fit, and we'll have some small ones over here. And I wish you could like prioritize zoning, and maybe we can fake it. Let's see. So right, we're getting zoning on this road because it was here first, but I'm thinking maybe if we put down a power line here, look at that. That suddenly zones it against this instead. And that's much better. Okay, we'll have some big ones over here. We'll have smaller ones here. We'll do like 3x3s. Not quite like that. It's not perfectly symmetrical. But it doesn't have to be. And we'll do a larger area here. And then in the middle we have room for some kind of park or something recreational, something that'll make the punters happy. Make them happy they live here, you know. So we'll do that, and maybe some kind of sport facility to go with it. We could put down... A football pitch is definitely not going to fit. I was thinking maybe a basketball court or something. Let's see what we got. Or a plaza. Should we do a nice plaza next to it? We can't fit a plaza next to it. What about the smaller plaza? No. I think maybe this this doesn't go here. I think maybe we'll do one single thing instead of two larger things. It doesn't fit right, and with a park that's not as much of a problem because, you know, if the park doesn't quite line up, you can put down a few more trees and extend the paths a little bit, and it's all going to be fine. Small park, small playground, park with trees, large playground. That's just a little too big. Park with trees is way too big. Almost everything's way too big. Let's just leave it at that. We'll put this in here and we'll run some dirt paths to connect everything, and you won't even know it. Not, however, like that. I don't know what I did there. Wasn't what I was trying to do, obviously. Alright, let's turn all of the snaps off. Let's turn all of the snaps off. Turn the anarchy... Well, the anarchy was on. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like it wants to connect, so that's apparently not going to happen. It's fine. We'll fill it in with some trees, and we'll just leave it at that. A little unfortunate. I would have liked to have a couple of paths in there, but... Bam? No, no bam. I mean, I'm getting some trees here, but... And some trees is better than no trees. But I need to put down a couple manually. And yes, I realize there's no water. I'm going to fix that forthwith. I just like saying forthwith. Like that. And it's kind of nice. Kind of a self-contained little neighborhood. We'll go ahead and come up with some parking here, I suppose. There's literally no street side parking anywhere here, so we need to give these people a place where they can park their cars, unless we're just going to decide that they don't get cars. But I don't feel like that's my decision. Sometimes you can actually get this stuff to go together as if it was on purpose. Sometimes you can't. But this is working out just fine so far. More or less. Kind of, sort of. You know me, I'll settle for kind of, sort of any day of the week. Mediocrity is always an option. There we go. That's kind of nice. We'll probably want to come back and put in some decorations at some point. Just kind of clutter it up a little bit, flesh it out. But for now, all right, parking lot road here and here. Is that about right? I think here. And then, jeez, it's snapping to things it's not supposed to snap to. That is so irksome. Can you tell? Can you tell that this is my irked face? Don't give me all this space already occupied nonsense. Just put down the frickin' parking lot. I'm not asking for a lot. I just want a place for people to park. Well, let's stretch that one out a little bit. Academic report. We have created otherworldly ambient sounds, and we've had 2 toga parties. So the student count is good. The academic works count is great. The campus attractiveness is stuck at 200, and I can't really do anything about it. Because there's not enough space to build more new stuff. So, again, at some point in the not too distant future, we're going to build a larger university. But we're not quite there yet. Let's move this. Can we page this up? No? All right. What's going on here? I think we might need to raise this road just a little. Or not. I can't really tell. It looks okay to me. All right, well then let's just put the parking lot in. And move it up a little bit by hand. No? No, really? No. Select? Oh yeah, okay, I raised it up a little bit. Yeah, let's lower it a little bit. I mean, it's one thing to not be able to see the stripes. It's another thing entirely to have all of the cars parked 3 stories up, floating in the air. That looks pretty much like the ground level to me. I don't know, man. I don't know what the deal is with those lots not showing up properly. It looks to me like it's in the right spot, but apparently there is some problem with the exact levels here. Let's see if changing this does anything about it. Yes, it looks like this right here is the issue. There we go. And we still need to lower the parking lot a little bit by the look of it, because these guys are still floating. Now they're in the ground. Dude's like, where's my car? I was here a moment ago, and now I can only see the roof. There we go. All right, cars are on the ground. The stripes are visible. All is well in the world. Until we do it on this side and have to do it all over again. And I guess that means I have to lower this node here to get everything to... Nope, raise it. No. Why you gotta be like this, game? I'm gonna replace this. And I'm going to just run the same road again. That's not the issue here, but I'm going to go with a straight slope, turn off the anarchy, and turn on all of the snapping. All right, well, we'll turn the anarchy back on because there's no way that slope is too steep. I'm not falling for it. You can say whatever you want. I know that slope's cool. Let's see, electric car parking for the Teslas and the Leafs and the Bolts. And do we have like any single bays that we can squeeze in there? Not really. Well, actually, that's just fine, isn't it? There's that one bay that isn't a bay, and I don't think anything will park there, but other than that, this should not be an issue. Yeah, it's a little off, but it's close enough. Okay, so that's a cute little development, right? I'd live there. I mean, if I were kind of low income. Oh wait, I am kind of low income. Support me on Patreon. No, I'm kidding. I don't have a Patreon. And this is still an absolute disaster. My auto bulldozer has also stopped working, or maybe it's overwhelmed. I don't know. But one way or the other, I might have to do some manual bulldozering here before the whole thing sorts itself out. Our population is growing again, however. Let's look at the charts, and yeah, see, we've bottomed out and it's starting to come up again. This is really bad, though. You know, what happens here seems to be you build more space for people to live, and it peaks, and depending on how quickly you built it, it drops real fast. Every game I've played has had this problem, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's like part of the game mechanic or if I'm missing something fundamental that would prevent it. I just don't know. But what I do know is that you just kind of have to power through it. Just checking in here. Everything seems to be okay here. I'm still mystified by this. We've got this petrochemical plant right next to the oil storage. The oil storage is 98% full. And there's no oil coming to the petrochemical plant. This is an absolute mystery to me. If anybody has any recommendations, oh, no, now it's working again. It just got some oil delivered. Maybe there's just not enough trucks. There's only one freight truck in use, and it only has to go there. I don't get it. This thing, 1% full. This thing's 4% full. I don't know if I'm getting any benefit out of those guys. But trial and error will generally get us there. And then here, we don't have enough buyers for our wood products. This guy's making paper. This guy is making planed timber. This guy doesn't have enough paper. So we don't have buyers for our forest materials. We don't have enough paper in spite of the fact that we're making all of the paper. I don't get it. Do we need paper storage here somewhere? Do I need to put down a paper warehouse yard? I totally will. I will put down a paper warehouse yard just like that, without a second thought. I mean, duh. But okay, let's do it. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go with another stockyard, and we'll put it right next to this. And we will store paper. What about this one? This one's getting its papers and plastics in, and it's making printed products. We got a book press going on here. That's nice. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of working. It seems like some of the materials aren't getting to where they need to be. I don't understand entirely how the warehouses are supposed to work, but I do get the impression that they're more or less working. So I think we'll leave it at that for today. Let's take a minute or two to enjoy the beautiful cinematic view, and I guess we'll see you all after the weekend. Everybody take it easy. I hope you have a good one, and we'll see you on Monday.